Hi there, this is Mary with Potter's Perch, and I have a kiln unloading. It's my intention to share all these glaze recipes, or not recipes, but combinations with you. So if I miss something, feel free to send me a comment with your questions. So I'm not taking this upstairs tonight. We're gonna unload this right at the kiln. 5, 6, 7. 6 is just starting to bend. This is up on the top shelf. And after I had the kiln running, I came to check on it, and I see I left one of my cone packs out. And that's something I was going to talk about too. For a long time, I bought the cones, and I shouldn't have taken them out. I was making little clay packs and setting them in there, but it is important the angle that they set on. So I bought one of these. I'm assuming it's the same material that the kiln bricks are made out of. And they are starting to see some wear, but I don't know how many firings these have been through. These have been through a lot of firings. I'm sure that they have paid for themselves. I'm sure I would have used more clay. And I think this is a much more accurate way to run the firing. So, highly recommend that. That was worth the money. Okay, well let's get in here. It's kind of a short. I don't have a ton of stuff. I've been firing the kiln a lot, getting ready to go to a show over in Three Rivers. It's Ardon, the Maine. I had somebody ask me about that, and I usually have a pretty good reception over there. So I had some refires in here. The big vase that was missing, the glaze got refired. It seems intact. I haven't pulled it out yet, but here we go. So this is another flower dish. This is a mate to one that I have already pulled out. So bright purple, that is a recipe that I mix up. In the center I have pitch black, and then I have reactive red over it. And reactive red over pitch black goes a really pretty purple. So, and then just bright purple on the back. So that's a nice little dish. I think there's one more like this down farther, and there's one already packed up. This glaze combination I'm going to be doing more of. This is pitch black from Clayscapes and pearl white. And I wanted an edge of solid black, and then I put the pearl white just a little bit down. But that is beautiful. And it really shows the texture. So that's a nice little tray. I had done another one, but I did pitch black in the center and pearl white on the edges, thinking the pearl white would go down into the center and give that effect, that blue effect. I like this a lot better. This is a much better way to do it. So that's pretty. That'll be nice. And I got these little shelves stacked up here. These are a Refire. This was my disaster where I had stuff on stilts and they crashed into each other. So I ground off and now it has pinholes. Okay, these mugs just aren't gonna make it. Anyways, I ground that off and put a little bit more John Cash blue on it. This clay, so there is a new ceramic supply store near me. Very exciting. I can be there in about 45 minutes instead of 2.5 hours, so I'm all about that. It's Forest Hills Ceramic Supply. I don't know about that last part, but it's Forest Hills. They're on Cork Street in Kalamazoo, and they carry Rocky Mountain clay. And I can see that I got a little bit of crazing on this and some pinholing. So this is a speckled buff clay, but it's really light. It's not dark at all, not like Laguna's speckled buff. And John Cash blue, and then on the bottom is Mako sandstone, and that is a beautiful combination. I know that the John Cash blue does really nice on the Laguna speckled buff. It's like WC 608 or something like that, but that's quite a bit darker clay. So I'm going to be doing more of this combination, but I'm going to be putting it on a different clay. So these might be mine. I might have some new mugs. They're not blistered or pinholed inside, but they are on the outside. This is, I have enough flower dishes now. I'm going back to I'm going back to throwing pots on the wheel. I'm done hand building for a few minutes. So this is sangria. I believe I have some autumn purple. In the center, I have marigold celadon from Amico with some pitch black kind of tapped on. But just cute. They're just cute. I have several people that want to buy some, and then I wanted to have enough for the show. So, all right. Another shelf. Ooh. I've been waiting all day to get in this kiln. It doesn't matter how many times you run it, it's still exciting. I think this is my third or fourth unloading in just a little bit over a week, and that's all I think about all day when I'm at work. So another platter, and this is Queen Anne lace. Pressed, maybe I can get far enough away. So the shape, the back, I am gonna do, if I can get a better setup for my camera down here, I'm gonna do a tutorial on this. The foot is this coil, and you build it onto there, but you've seen this from me before. So this is the Queen Anne's lace rolled in. After the bisque, when it's bisqued, I put some copper wash on it, wipe that back, and then this is dipped in cream from Clayscapes. And yeah, it did a beautiful job covering. You have to really pay attention to your specific gravity on the cream, because if it gets a little bit too thick, it will crawl. I really like that. Okay, I've just got little half shelves in here because of this big vase I've got. Oh, so this is I posted a video of making an easy plate to make. I call it a poof plate, and I used some texture from some cloth, and here it is glazed. So we put that foot ring on it. So I just wax that, and then I can glaze the rest of the piece. This is Runyon's SP11 speckled white clay. And then this wash is called Indigo. Is that right? It's a Georgie's wash, and I think it's called Indigo. But it's got a lot of, so put the wash on, wiped it back, dipped it in the cream. That came out pretty nice. So I've got some planters that need a base, and that was what I was going for with that. This is a Refire. If you've watched the other videos, you saw this come through This was a decanter with kimchi that was not thick enough and it was kind of orangish. So I just put some autumn purple on and refired it, and I think somebody will like that. Oh, I don't think I should get any more shrink. We'll see. We'll see if my spout works. And this is just a little flower vase. And same thing. It was, these have winter wood on the bottom from Mako. And then it was the original firing winter wood kimchi. The kimchi was too thin. Put some autumn purple on and fired it. Those turned out nice, successful. Sometimes refires just don't work. Just a little ring dish, trinket dish. This is I talked about this in one of the previous videos. I've got some bisque bowls that I use to, when I've got scraps of clay, when I'm hand building. I'm kind of cutting my head off. Not that I got a great hairdo going on, but there you go. So this is Jess's Chun Blue, and there's a little leaf stamp in there, so cute. And then Jess's Chun Blue, and then I'm pretty sure that is pearl white, because I believe pearl white should go on everything. Yeah, I think that's Jess's Chun Blue and pearl white. Okay, drum roll. It's in one piece, or at least it looks like it. Here is the Peacock vase, and success. I just put a little bit more. I don't know, maybe you didn't see the video. I had just a bare spot. I had missed it glazing, so I put a little on there. And then I actually had some bare spots on the face of it, and it seems to be covered. So, just a lot of fun, a lot of fun. So there was a gal that asked me, oh, there's a little blistering on it this time. That's too bad. Shoot. I'm going to leave that be. So this is, let me set this down. I run a slow, cool firing. Lisa Finkle had it posted on her page. I adjusted the top temp. I think she was at like 2180, and I reduced it because it was firing to like a cone 7, and I don't need that. My clay doesn't support that. I use a lot of Mako glaze that can handle it, but sometimes I run some dark clay, and that's not a good thing. So anyways, I adjusted it 2167, and then it drops back to 1900 degrees, holds there for 30 minutes. And I haven't seen blistering. I've had 2 sets of blistering, but they were both refires since I started doing that. I had been running a slow cool, and that takes about, this load was 10 hours and 40 minutes. Sometimes it's 10 hours and 30 minutes. There's a little bit of a variable there depending upon how much, thermal mass, how much pottery we have in there. I had been using a slow cool schedule from Vaughan Smith, and that was like a 15-hour firing, and I got a lot of crystals out of it, but I also got a pretty high temperature. So I just tried this other firing, and I've been pretty happy with it. I have a I have a Scott 1027, and it has the programmable kiln. So you can have it drop back like that. I'm not sure how you would do that you would just have to watch your cones drop and then bring your temperature down if you were running a manual kiln. the first kiln I had in my house was a manual kiln, and I learned, I think everybody should run those a few times, because I learned so much. Thank you, Brad from Runyon Pottery Supply. I learned so much about the process and what your clay needs and what temperatures are important, etc. So that was a very good learning experience for me. Okay, next shelf. Boy, that kiln wash, I'm gonna have to scrape that. So this is pretty. So if you've watched my other videos, you know about the debacle I've been having with the chip with the chip dips. I did not put a bowl inside of it. I have some, must be the next shelf down. I just did some little bowls that can be sold with it. So this is gorgeous. This is, it doesn't look as pretty in the camera. Pearl white, same. I have been on this, you guys have seen these over and over. Pearl white, kimchi, autumn purple. And that looks, it's a speckled clay body, and that is coming through. No pearl white on the outside because I'm not a crazy lady. But nice, just nice. No cracks. This is that. This is, I did have a little dunting there. That's too bad. I'll see if I can sand that down. This is a reclaim clay. I'm so excited. I went to Kalamazoo this week. I have 100 pounds. I'm trying it out before I go buy a lot. I have 100 pounds of the Rocky Mountain clay in ash. And I opened up the bag, and it's just nice and soft and ready to throw. And I get this show out of the way, and then I can sit down and throw some stuff on the wheel. That's a very nice platter. We've got another of the Queen Anne lace. You know, they only are in season for a few short weeks, so you got to make as many as you can. Same thing. Roll it in, biscuit, copper, and cream. The foot, using those corn cob, I need to do a little sanding on there. That turned out nice. Okay, next shelf. I really feel like all this hand building stuff I've been doing is so big that you don't get very many pieces on a shelf. And so yeah, get back to some mugs and bowls and okay. This is the last shelf. Whoops. My little curtain is coming down. You guys don't want to see my water softener. Okay, well, I've got a Refire in here. This is on black clay, and it's okay. So this is I believe this is Laguna B3. I think it's Laguna. It might be standard. Anyhow, it fires very dark. And those dark clays, it seems like it is so hard to get a glaze that will pop on it. That black clay just soaks up all of the color. So I had done a test tile with the black clay and my bright purple, the glaze I mix. It looked fantastic on the test tile. And then I did it on this piece, and it was just blah. So I put, so you can see some of the purple showing through. I put pearl white on it. So this is one that I threw, so the way I made this one, I threw the platter And I've got some hydrobats so that as it dries, it just pops off because I was having problems getting them off from the bat. And then separately, I threw the bowl. Helps me control how thick it is. And then I attached it, and while it was still, you know, stuck to the bat. This, I just, you know, put a little handle on it. So yeah, that's okay. We'll see if somebody likes that. It is, it's kind of a muted purple, and it's kind of messy, but somebody might really like that. More of these. These are the mates to the two I pulled out earlier. I don't think I need to say anything else about those. And then the final pieces go with that, the platter. So chip dip, and just did the dips separately. More of the little bowls that I use my scrap clay up on, but that's pretty beautiful. Pearl white, autumn purple, oh, sangria. Pearl white, that's sangria on the back. Sangria and autumn purple. Very nice. Very nice. Can't get enough of that, apparently. So that'll look nice with the platter, right? They can just sit on the side. They can be in, people can do whatever they want with them. Okay. That is everything I have in the kiln. It is empty. I didn't put a cone pack in the center. So this is kind of, there was a lot of open space up above that vase, so that could affect the temperature. But it's just bending. That's 6, that's 7. So that could have been a little bit hotter. I could increase my hold time maybe up at the top. So anyways, good stuff, fun stuff. I will get some photos of how I set up my booth. And I'm looking forward to a good day. I usually have a good crowd there. I've got some people that kind of seek me out, and that is one of the places that they go to. So I would really appreciate it if you would, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. If you've got any questions, drop them down below. I will put some links to, I guess, Forest Hills Ceramic Shop. If you're, you know, it's a big world out there, but if you're in Southwest Michigan, that's a great, I think they're just getting started. They could really use some support. So yeah, that's what we've got for now. And oh my gosh, I almost forgot. I have not been doing my joke of the day. So in an effort to not be boring and dull, what do you call a cow with, I may offend people. So if I do, you might, if you're easily offended or belong to PETA, you may want to stop now. What do you call a cow without any legs? Ground beef. Have a great day.